Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode of Doom Days. Today we are doing something very, very special, something that's very near and dear to my heart. We are doing a Big Muff Shootout. Yes indeed we are. Now before I get any further, just want to let everyone know that down below in the description there will be timestamps for this video, so if you want to skip around, go to different sections, there'll be stuff down there because this could be a long one. And also, while we're here, please like and subscribe, comment, do all that shit, because it helps get my videos seen by more people. So today we are doing a Big Muff Shootout. As I said, we've got a couple of cool, we've got two actual Big Muffs and a few other kind of clones. We're just going to go through them. I'm going to start off and do like a round, doing like a garage rock type thing, playing some Black Keys and some White Stripes riffs. You know, because that was quite popular in the kind of early 2000s garage rock, blues rock boom. The Big Muff was quite popular, especially the Russian Big Muff was famously used by the Black Keys, and the Big Muff Pie was famously used by the White Stripes. I'm going to do that, and then afterwards we'll go into, I'll get my, that's going to be, first of all, it's going to be with a Gretsch in standard tuning, going into the Marshall DSL 40. After that, I'll get out my Greco Les Paul in drop C, and we'll do some stoner doom riffs once again going into the Marshall. The Marshall's got a bit of gain. You'll hear it before I kick the pedals in, and I'm just going to leave it as the kind of the same setting for both sound clips. Now, let's get into the pedals. First, you'll see one pedal that's not a Big Muff. That is the Horizon Devices Precision Drive. When we get to the stoner thing, I'm going to throw the Tube Screamer in front, because one of my favorite things to do with a Big Muff is to throw a Tube Screamer in front of it to kind of, especially in a band mix, it helps tame the lows and fixes that mid scoop that Big Muffs are notorious for having. But we won't do that with the garage rock thing, that'll be later. Alright, so first up, on the very right in black and white, the very cool brand spanking new Fuzzlord Effects MF-4. Thank you very much. Jason from Fuzzlord Effects sent this over to me to check out, and I really appreciate him doing that. It's a very cool pedal. I'm going to have a standalone demo for that one coming out soon. Next to that, we have the Hoof from Earthquake of Devices. Now, this is going to be a big shootout because the Hoof, up until now, has probably been my favorite Big Muff clone. But the MF-4 might take its place. Both of them have a mids control, which is something that I think is very handy on a lot of Big Muffs. On the top left on both the pedals is the mids control, and on the MF-4, if you turn it to the right, it adds mids into the circuit. If you turn it to the left, it adds low mids back into the bass side of the tone stack, which is a really cool and unique sound that I don't think is in any Big Muff. And then the Hoof just has a standard control that adds or takes out mids. Next to that, we have a genuine Russian Big Muff first edition. I think it was tall font. It was the first edition. I'll throw it up on the screen if it wasn't. It looks like it's been run over by a car, but it is all genuine. I've opened it up and had a look. I think it's been repainted and then scratched up again at some point. It's been through the ringer. It's had some changes. The knobs don't make any sense. They don't point up, and they're kind of broken. So you'll have to bear with me with the vintage Muff, especially the tone knob. On the right, it cuts out heaps. I need to take it to someone to get him to have a look at it, because I've had a look and I can't really figure out what's going on. But it's just kind of there to kind of be this is the real deal. Whereas the other two, the MF-4 and the Hoof, are both based off it. This is like the real deal. Next to that, we have the Pumpkin Pie from Green Carrot Pedals. We have a Russian clone on the right side of the pedal. We have a Russian sound, which has a diode, a couple of switches. If you want to see more in-depth on this, I do have a demo you can go check out. And then on the left of the pedal is the op-amp side, which is based off the op-amp Big Muff, and it has a little toggle which takes the tone stack in and out. And then on the very left we have just a standard production Big Muff Pie. This is actually one of my first guitar pedals, that Big Muff. Not vintage, not fancy, just if you were to go and buy a full-size Big Muff, that's what you'd get. It's the same one. The NYC made one. I think they started making them like 2001. It's been the same since. So yeah, let's do it. Let's get into it with the garage rock riffs. Here we go. Now let's do some stoner riffs with my Greco Les Paul in Drop C. And that is it. Thank you very much for watching. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Once again, massive thank you to Jason from Fuzzlord Effects for sending over the MF-4 to check out. It is really a great take on the Big Muff circuit. A great take on a circuit that's been done by everyone. I think he's actually made a really unique version of the Muff here, which is awesome. Tell me which one you thought was your favorite in the comments below. I like all of these Muffs for different reasons. Though I gotta say, especially in the heavy stuff, for the stoner stuff, the vintage one, man, doesn't get much better than that. That's the real deal. I just wish it wasn't as big and finicky. I used it. I took it to a few gigs, and I think that's why some of the knobs are a bit how's it going. Because I took it out in the world and gigged with it. Got beer spilt on it one night, and it was just a bit, but it's a mess. Which is why I don't take it gigging anymore. But yeah, haven't really played, and I've had a few other Muffs that I've since sold, other Muff clones, Russian Muff clones, and none of them have sounded as good as the vintage. But the MF-4 is a very close contender. It's a different thing, but that's good. It's good to have different flavors. You know, I don't think he was trying to make an exact replica of the vintage Muff. I think Jason was trying to do his own take on it with the MF-4, which is awesome. Sounds awesome. I love it. It's probably going to go on my pedal board. Hoof is still a favorite of mine. Based off I believe it's based off Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys, based off his Russian Muff that he had, because Jamie from Earthquaker was his tour manager. I don't know. You can look it up. Look up the Hoof documentary on YouTube. It's really cool. But yeah, tell me which one you thought was your favorite. Thank you for watching. I hope everything's going well in your world. You dedicated viewer, please like, subscribe, comment, all that business. I'll have links. Pretty much every other pedal except for the Russian and the MF-4 have their own videos or something, and the old one. Anyway, if any of these pedals have their own demos, I'll throw the links down below. I'll also post the link to Jason's website where you can go check out Fuzzlord Effects. But yes, MF-4 demo coming very soon, and maybe I'll make a standalone video for the vintage Russian Muff too. But until then, thank you for watching. I've been Brendo Reviews, and I'll catch you next time.